Hi, thank you for coming into my kitchen and cooking with Andrea. I am going to make a barbecue pulled pork, but I wanted to show you how I season my pork butt and put it in my crock pot to cook, because it'll take all night to cook, and then in the morning I'll take it out, cool it, and then that's when I'll assemble my barbecue pulled pork. But I wanted you to see I have a 9.5 pound pork butt. I do most of everything from scratch, so that's why I wanted to show you this process, and then we'll just let it cook all night long. My seasoning is 1 tablespoon of garlic, 2 tablespoons of lemon pepper, my go-to, and 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika. Basically, what I'm going to do is just put this on my pork butt. I'm going to rub it all around, and I'm going to put it in my crock pot and start the cooking. And then as soon as it's done tomorrow, we'll assemble the barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. I'm going to take my fingers, add a little bit here, rub it, give it a nice mixture all over, because this is the only seasoning I will put on the pork butt until we actually add the barbecue sauce. So I'm just going to mix it around. I'm going to give it a nice generous coating. So we have lots of flavor in our pork butt. Boy, I tell you, cooking pork is a good way to go. Putting it in the crock pot makes it so nice and juicy. Very delicious. I pretty much do this with my pork butt all the time. So what I'm going to do is flip it back over, and I'm going to give it a teaspoon of parsley on the bottom. Just want to put this in like this, and then what I'm going to do is put the pork butt in the crock pot. And it's okay if the seasonings come off, no worries. And then what we'll do is just brush this all on, because this will be all flavor. And like I said, this is the only time. And you do not have to use all the seasoning. I use almost all of it. But I'm going to add another teaspoon of parsley for the top of my pork butt. And we are ready to go ahead and turn it on and let it cook all night long, and it'll be ready. So I will probably cook it for about 9 hours, and I'll cook it on low. And let it just simmer all night long. Thank you. Thank you for cooking with Andrea. Today I'm making Super Bowl party ideas is basically what I'm making. Today I'm going to be making barbecue pulled pork. I'm going to be making tortilla hot dog wraps. I'm going to do a nice ham with cream cheese and onion. But right now I wanted to show you, this is my pork that I cooked in my crock pot. It took 10.5 hours on low, and I took it out of the crock pot, shredded it, put it in this container so that I could start assembling. I've told you before, I normally make twice as much, because what I will do is separate this meat, and I will go ahead and freeze it. And this way, when you see me cooking and you see I have pork, I've already pre-cooked it and gotten it ready. So what I'm going to do is get started right now. I'm going to put this in my refrigerator, and I am going to start the barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. First thing I'm going to do is I took the pork out, put it in the pan. I'm going to go ahead, get any kind of barbecue sauce you like, and just use it. Usually me and my husband, we make from scratch barbecue sauce, but this is a Super Bowl party idea. So basically, I'm going to go to bottles if I don't have my barbecue sauce on hand. I'm going to do anything that makes it easier and faster, because I am the cook. So that's what I do. And also it means that it'll go fast that day. So it's a lot of work. I want to enjoy the game as well. So basically what I'm going to do is I added the barbecue sauce to it. I am going to go ahead and put it on my medium heat. Just get it slightly warmed up. Everything's cooked through. Also, I want to go ahead and get my buns toasting. I have 4 brioche buns I took out. I love brioche buns. You can use any bun you would like. A lot of people love the Hawaiian rolls, the sweet rolls. I preferably like the brioche. I'm a brioche person. I brioche hot dog buns, hamburger buns. I love brioche French toast. I'm also going to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese just to coat my bread. I put a little dab of butter on, and now what I'm going to do is just take a little bit in my hand and just squeeze it over my bun. Don't want too much. It's just going to help coat the bun, give it a little crunch, and there we go. Now I'm going to flip these over, put them in my pan. My skillet. My skillet is awesome. I never thought I wanted a skillet after raising the kids and not needing to make 20 pancakes at one time or a dozen eggs. But boy, I found out I really missed my skillet. You can do a lot of things. Grilled cheese, warm your buns while you're cooking your barbecue, pork meat, and you can just do a whole lot of things. So my meat is getting nice and warm. Now I'm going to start with I'm going to make some coleslaw. Normally I would make it from scratch, but because, like I said, it's a Super Bowl party idea, I don't want to spend 15,000 hours in the kitchen. I want to enjoy, so I went ahead and put 2 cups of multicolored coleslaw. Just purchased it from the store. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this Lighthouse coleslaw dressing mix. It's actually a very good dressing mix. My family enjoys it. And like I said, for something small, I'm not going to spend so many hours in the kitchen cooking. I want to enjoy as well. I'm going to put about a half a cup in. And then I'm just going to mix it together. Now this is where you want to judge how wet you want your coleslaw, because it's going to go on top of your barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. Some people like theirs really wet, some like theirs a little bit drier. I kind of tend to go right down the middle, not too wet. I like the crunch from the coleslaw, and it's already got some nice barbecue flavors and juice on there already. Because my barbecue pulled pork is made from scratch, I have juices in there. I didn't get rid of all my cooking liquids, so mine is going to go ahead and get nice and saucy. And I like saucy. Saucy is a good thing. Sauce is flavor. Okay, it's coming up real nice here. A few more minutes and it'll be done. Coleslaw is done. And I always mix with my fingers so that I can tell the consistency that I want. Because if it is too dry, it's just going to fall off the sandwich. Too wet, all you're going to taste is the coleslaw dressing. So this is what the coleslaw looks like. Not too wet, not too dry. Let's check the buns here. We're just going to turn the buns up just a little bit, just to get a little toast on them. Okay. And I'm just going to add a little bit more barbecue sauce, just to give it a little bit of flavor. Shake everything off the bottom of my nice barbecue bottle. Get every drip I can get out of here. This is something that's really easy to make. It's very nutritious. Got your meat, veggie, milk, All your groups, all into one little tiny sandwich. Okay. Buns are looking good. Getting a little bit of crisp on them. Nice, nice. And a lot of times what I'll do is go ahead and I'll make sure that I have extra barbecue sauce on the side. So people who like theirs very saucy can just add a little dab. Okay, buns are looking fantastic. Just want you to see that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull these off. Those are perfect. Nice, nice, nice. I'm going to set them up for the right side. So I do everything on the right side and don't do anything on the wrong side of the bun and then have to flip it. I've done that many times. Okay, our barbecue is ready to come off. I'm going to push this pan back so you can see how I'm going to dress them. Okay. These are my bottoms and these are my tops. I am going to get my platter ready. And normally when I'd serve, I put some parsley down so it looks nice, or, you know, anything else you want to garnish with. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fork, put a nice scoop. And the reason I use my fork is so that I can kind of flatten it out so it stays nice and even, but everybody is going to get a nice portion of barbecue pork. I'm going to set that down, and then what I'm going to do is just put a little. A little goes a long way, especially when you're having a slider. Sliders are awesome to eat. They're not messy, they're easier to eat, kid-friendly. I'm going to make a couple with coleslaw and a couple with no coleslaw so that the kids, when they're just running around playing, they can enjoy the same thing we're eating. And nobody has to sit down. Everybody can go to their little area and just enjoy. Want to get some purple in here too, so we get some color. I like when things look nice, and the most important thing though is that they taste really good, even versus looking good. So now I'm going to go ahead and just put my coleslaw to the side, and I preferably like my barbecue pulled pork with no coleslaw, but my family loves theirs with coleslaw. So the ones that don't have coleslaw get a little extra scoop more of me. Got to make them look just as high and nice as the other ones. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. We're going to take our bun. This smells delicious. Good Lord. I am starving Marvin. Okay, so I have 2 with coleslaw and 2 without. Not very hard to make at all. You can make a lot of food with your own fresh barbecue pulled pork. Can make many other things, but we're going to try this because I want you guys to enjoy. Very good. I've got some good sweet going on with the barbecue sauce. Pork is really tender. The bun has a little bit of crunch from the parmesan and the butter. So this is really excellent. Well, I want to thank you for coming into my kitchen. If you like my content, if you would please like and subscribe, I'd be very grateful. Also, I'll be back to finish the rest of the hors d'oeuvres. Thank you.